We have a 5x5, a 3x3, and a 2x2. And go!
Okay, I'm John, and I can solve the Rubik's Cubes with my hands and not just my feet. So I have here a 2x2, a 3x3, and a 5x5. I will be solving all of them. I'm going to solve the 2x2 first, then the 3x3, then the 5x5. While I'm doing the 5x5, Brandy's going to mix up the 3x3 again, and I'm going to solve it with one hand.
Okay, Brandy is scrambling the 2x2 right now. John has his iPad, which he uses as a cube timer. There's an app for that.
Gosh dang it.
All right.
Okay.
15 seconds to inspect. Dear, go ahead and scramble that. You can see the countdown on the iPad.
That was bad.
7:49. 7.5 seconds. Was that good or bad, John?
No, that was horrible.
For a 2x2. He's so modest.
Okay, I'm not looking.
Okay, Brandy is scrambling John's 3x3 Rubik's Cube. This is the standard. This is the one that everybody knows. This is the Rubik's Cube. Big, huge toy from the 1980s. Ready? Okay, John has had his head turned. Not that it really matters.
Okay, 15 seconds, starting now.
15 seconds is the official rules to inspect the cube. And he's going. Not even using the full 15 seconds.
$17.9, also not great.
That's still amazing. Brandy now is scrambling the very large 5x5. This is, I don't know, like, how much, is this like 200% more complicated than a Rubik's, like a 3x3, or is it 500%? What's the ratios?
If you can solve a 3x3, you should be able to solve a 5x5 pretty easily. There's a few more intuitive steps, so you have to be a little smart, which I struggle with sometimes. So it was a little harder to learn, but like once I got it down, it was pretty easy. There's parity algorithms that I don't know, so I have to do that intuitively. I know you don't know what parity means, so just bear with me. I'll walk you through the solve as I'm solving it.
Okay.
But basically what I do with the big 5x5 is I turn it into a 3x3, I solve it into a 3x3 state, and then I solve it like a 3x3.
Okay.
And I'll walk you through that.
All right, Brandy, you think it's sufficiently scrambled?
No.
Oh boy.
John has his head turned for these final moments. And then you'll do a, all right. We're just going to get a quick look at what this thing looks like. Go ahead and grab that 3x3 and re-scramble it so he can do it one-handed. All right, John. 5x5. 15 seconds to inspect.
I'm not great at the 5x5. I've been solving it for not long, so I'm not great at it. Very inefficient.
You're so humble. I can't even solve the 2x2. It looks pretty simple. There it is, a little 2x2 just sitting there with its two squares on each. It's 4 squares on each side. Still very difficult.
If you cannot solve a 3x3, you cannot solve a 2x2.
That makes sense.
And it's the greatest thing in the world when someone walks up to you and says, you know, that's easy, I can do that in like 2 seconds, and then half an hour later they give it back to you frustrated and angry. Greatest feeling in the world.
Is it? Other people's failures is the greatest feeling in the world?
Yes.
So we're about 1 minute and 5 seconds into the 5x5 solve.
And I'm doing absolutely horribly.
In your own mind. As you can see, as we're looking in there, some of the inner things are getting solved. coming together. You just solved you solved the regular Rubik's Cube in like 18 seconds, and you were disgusted with yourself on how long it took. Yeah. How long does it usually take you to solve that?
I haven't done a 5x5 solve in ages.
No, I'm talking about the 3x3.
Oh, the 3x3, like 16 seconds is what I aim for usually.
Took me 16 years to do it with the help of the internet. So we're about 2 minutes into the 5x5 solve.
Oh, basically what I've done so far is completed all the centers, and now I'm turning these 3 pieces into one of these pieces so I can end up solving it like a 3x3. That's the method. That's the beginner's method for solving a 5x5. That's how you should learn.
And are you going to be teaching people how to solve these?
I've taught like 3 or 4 people how to solve a 3x3, and it wouldn't be that hard to teach somebody how to solve a 5x5 because it's basically just a bigger 3x3 with a couple more steps.
Well, you could do that on your own channel.
I should do that. That should be a thing.
We can't be having too much Rubik's Cube content on my channel. This is all about pipe smoking and coffee and whatever. But we'll put this on there. This is fun. 3 minutes, John.
Yeah, this is a very bad solve. It's the intuitive phases that, there's no algorithms or weird things to memorize. You just have to do it by yourself with your own tuition. That makes a solve fast or not.
Tuition? You got to pay to go to school for this?
Intuition, sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to solve a Rubik's Cube and speak at the same time. It doesn't work. But you're trying to use the least amount of moves possible and be as efficient as you can. That's the key to having a pretty fast 5x5 solve.
Well, there you go. Coming up on 4 minutes, John. You told me this was gonna take 3 minutes.
When you mess up, it's a lot slower, which I just did. Oh boy, this is gonna take a while. See, there was parody is when something goes wrong on the cube unexpectedly.
I thought parody was when Weird Al would write a song that he changed the lyrics from one song.
This is parity parody.
Oh, okay.
And it's when something that cannot occur on a 3x3 occurs on a larger cube. Like, when I'm done solving the cube, I'll show you an example. But it's impossible unless you have a certain algorithm that you can do, parity algorithm, which I don't know. That's what I just messed up on. So this is why, that is my excuse for my slow 5x5 solves. I don't know the parity algorithm.
It's getting there, though. It looks like it's close.
Wow, that was atrocious. Okay, so 3x3 one hand?
Yeah, let's do the 3x3 one hand, and then we'll end the video.
Sweet. This should be a lot faster than 5 minutes, hopefully.
3x3 one hand. Ah, you put your hand on it.
I did.
But you didn't make a move.
I did not. That was very good.
34 seconds.
That is an extremely good one-handed solve.
All right. Thank y'all so much for watching, Brandy. Appreciate your help. John, awesome solving. Thank you so much for watching.
Check out my YouTube channel.